Hello students, welcome to IAS Baba. Here in this session we are going to understand how to approach this specific topic, that is geography. Now in the recent years the importance of geography and environment have increased, and for a better understanding of these two subjects you must start with the geography first. Now let us go into the syllabus. Let us look into the previous year's question paper. From there we will get an understanding how to approach this subject and which area is to be focused and from where this subject should be covered. So before proceeding with the depth understanding, let us go into the syllabus. UPSC had given a syllabus with respect to the prelims, that is Indian and the world geography, wherein it have emphasized physical geography, social geography, economic geography of India as well as the world. But from here we do not get a complete understanding in what depth I'm supposed to study the physical geography or social or every other aspect. Similarly, if you look into the mains syllabus, it says salient features of the world physical geography. Here you can see there is a common syllabus physical geography. Again, it have not specified in detail to what level you should study. Second point says distribution of key natural resources across the world, including the South Asia and the Indian subcontinent. Factors responsible for the location of the primary, secondary and the tertiary industries and the various parts of the world, including India. So here it is emphasizing on two important aspects: distribution of the key natural resources and factors responsible for location of the industries. A very important topic, that is important geophysical phenomena. Here they have emphasized earthquakes, tsunami, volcanic activities, cyclones, etc. In fact, in the recent years, these geophysical phenomena, the frequency have increased, and they are frequently in the news. They are also associated with the hazards. So if you do this topic very well here in geography, this will also help you in understanding the disaster of the GS paper 3. Then geophysical features and their respective locations, changes in the critical geographical features, including the water bodies and ice caps and the flora and fauna and the effects of such changes. This topic have great overlapping with the environment. So the base of the disaster and the environment lies in geography. Okay. Having analyzed the syllabus, it is time that we should look into the topic or the trend in which UPSC have been asking questions. So here you can see with respect to the prelims and mains number of questions, the prelims questions have gone down to as low as 7 questions, whereas the highest number of the questions so far have been like around 18, 19, 20. On an average, in the last 3 years, around 19 questions have been asked. A lot of questions in this area is from the mapping. And if you look at the mains aspect, around 7 to 8 questions have been asked in mains. So mains more of have remained stable with respect to number of questions, and there is a lot of variations in number of prelims questions. So any year UPSC may ask more questions or less questions. So we have to be like overall prepared with the prelims and the mains syllabus. If you look into the previous year's trend, last 10 years, you will understand that UPSC have asked questions from the solar systems, have asked questions from geomorphology, climatology, oceanography, the world biomes. These are some the physical world geography. Similarly, the physical geography of that of the India, and also some economic geography like agriculture, resources, minerals, energy, industries, etc. Okay, then there is the human geography related question also. And if you can see the numbers of the questions in each of these years, this indicates, this frequency of the question indicates that each area is to be emphasized more. So here you see the main topic wise number of the questions. You can see there have been a good number of the questions from the climatology. From the last 4 or 5 years, there have been a good number of questions in the case of the geomorphology also. These are relatively very important area. So whether they are there in the news or not, this area should be done exhaustively. Similarly, if you can see with respect to the important geophysical phenomena, almost every year they have asked questions. And the changes in the critical geographical features, the questions consistency you can see. There are several other important topics which have got overlapping with the economy of GS paper 3, like agriculture, resources and minerals, energy, industries, and you can see a good number of questions there. These questions are not only current affair oriented, but they are even static. So it is important for us that these subjects should be emphasized. In a similar manner, if we look into the prelims number of the questions, with respect to the same topic, the topics are relatively similar. That is, the topics have been asked on the solar system, geomorphology, climatology, oceanography. The topics is relatively similar, but if you see the frequency of the number of the questions, okay, they are varying over here. Now, here you can see in the case of the solar system. In the solar system, the number of the questions have been relatively higher in prelims as compared to that of mains. In geomorphology, not many questions in prelims, but yes, there were several questions in the mains. Here, if we look into the climatology is important from the prelims perspective also, and so is the case with the mains. And likewise, there are other important topics in which UPSC have emphasized specifically from the prelims perspective. So it is very, very important for us to analyze the previous year's question paper so that we get a idea with respect to which area we should be emphasizing. And accordingly, we come to the conclusion that we should be emphasizing on the world geography from the prelims and mains perspective, the Indian geography part, the subtopics is mentioned, the economic geography. The economic geography understanding will help you in the GS paper 3 also. And lastly, the human geography. This understanding of this topic will also help you in other topics like Indian society. Now, if we see this subject in isolation, from the academic perspective, it is fine enough. But if you look into the UPSC, there have been very interrelated questions. So geography or any of the subject should not be done in isolation. So if you have understanding of geography, you will also have some understanding with respect to the society. For example, in the Indian society GS paper 1, there is a topic population and associated issues. And this topic is dealt in the Indian human geography also. Similarly, with respect to the human settlements, there is a topic in the geography, and here also urbanization and its problems related topics is there in the Indian society. Similarly, if you take the case of the GS paper 2, okay, there's polity, some topics in the polity, okay, can also be having the overlapping with the geography. With the international relation also, if you have understanding of the India, its neighborhood countries, the important sea and the dispute related to that, if you have some understanding from the geography, this will help you in the GS paper 2 of the international relation. In fact, there are several mapping based questions that have been asked from the international mapping perspective. GS paper 3, economy, all of these topics, industries, infrastructure, agriculture, environment and the disaster management, and internal security, the border challenges along the area. So you should be knowing the borders of the India and the important issues associated with that. Okay, but before that, if you have a better understanding of geography and the bordering countries, this topic would become relatively easy. So likewise, the other topic should also be approached. Okay, then if you look into the preparation, students are usually confused with how should you start with a specific topic. See, if you look into one topic like, for example, solar system. Solar system is there in your 6th standard NCERT. It is also there in like 11th standard of the NCERT, and one may even do PhD on the solar system. But you're preparing for UPSC, so you should be doing as per the demand of the exam. So the demand of the exam, in order to understand, you have to look into the syllabus and previous year's question. So first you should analyze the syllabus of a specific topic. After that, analyze the previous year's question paper. From here, you will get some depth understanding about the demand of the topic. Further, having analyzed the syllabus and previous year's question paper, then you must start reading respective material, okay, from standard resources. After that, you must solve the questions. Previous year's question, first of all, should be solved of that topic, and after that, mock test should be done. This would help you in revising and retaining of that specific topic. For example, if I am taking geography and within that I am taking solar system. So solar system nowhere is mentioned. This term is nowhere mentioned in your syllabus. Okay, but in last couple of years, from the prelims and the mains perspective, solar system related questions have been asked. So this understanding I get by previous year's question analysis. If you analyze the previous year's question paper, the solar system, which all topics should you study? The solar system, the question have been asked on evolution of the universe, then the sun, moon, asteroid, life cycle of a star was recently asked last year, in fact. Then important satellites, like for example, Juno mission, Indian regional navigation satellite systems. This was asked in GS paper 1. Though satellite is a part of the space technology, which is there in GS paper 3, but they have been asked in GS paper 1 also. Okay. So overall, I get an idea that from the solar system, topics like the evolution of the universe, expanding state of the universe, then life cycle of a star, also the rotation and revolution of the planets, the questions have been asked. So that becomes my topics or the subtopics for the solar system. Now the objective is to complete those topics first. Okay. To complete that topic, where should I study from? So 6th standard chapter number 1, 2, and 3. Then 11th standard chapter number 2. Okay. So the objective is to cover the solar system, not the entire NCERT. Okay. So likewise, if you have the understanding of the solar system, you will also have understanding of the space technology in GS paper 3. Having studied the solar system from those resources, okay, if you want to refer an additional resources, like for example, Majid Hussain, India and World Geography, chapter number 1 is dedicated to solar system. So objective is that you should cover topic by topic, okay, instead of focusing on the specific textbooks, okay. And once you solve the question of those topic, you will have a better confidence also, and there are several questions which are repeated also. So it will be an added advantage that if you're solving the previous year's question paper, if you're writing the mains answers of previous year's questions, you will start understanding the demand of the exam, and some questions will be repeated. So that will be an additional advantage in solving these questions. And of that specific topic, you should give a small test. So it should not happen that you are giving the test after completing of the entire subject. Okay, you should keep testing yourself by the subject wise questions. Okay. So out here with respect to the books and the resources, overall the NCERT 6 to 12 standard should be referred, but I suggest that not to blindly read any chapter, or not to read from the first or the last chapter. Instead, you can go topic wise. That would be enhancing your level from the base to that of the advanced level. Then with respect to this reference book, additional books, like for example, Majid Hussain, India and World, or G.C. Leong could be emphasized. With respect to this India yearbook, it is basically an annual compilation published by the government of India. Some specific topics, some specific chapters like energy, environment, agriculture, water resources, industry. Okay, since India yearbook is from the government of India, then NCERT is also government book. So these government resources should be emphasized first. Then of course current affairs, either Hindu or the Indian Express should be referred. Then some important websites, ministry websites like Ministry of Science, Agriculture, Environment should be referred for the current affair aspects. Also some important reports are published there. And not to forget the previous year's question paper, also the mock questions. And finally, for geography mapping, this atlas, Oxford Student Atlas is what is preferred more over the other atlas. The latest edition is advisable. So here, if you approach any specific subject, the overall conclusion is that you must look into the previous year's question paper. You must analyze the syllabus. After that, topic by topic preparation should be done. And every topic should be covered from the various dimensions on which UPSC had asked questions, not to go too much into the detail. At the same time, the shallow level knowledge is also not sufficient enough. Okay. And having studied it, solving the questions and testing yourself. Okay. So this is one of the better way of preparing geography, and likewise the other subjects should be covered. Thank you, student.